It didn't take long for me to realize that Jim meant business when it came to the river. The Madre de Dios River is the gateway to the Manna Reserve, and people die here all the time. When the waters rise, that's when the real challenge begins, said Jim. But this river is one you don't want to take for granted. Its current and the erosion caused by miners dredging for gold pose a daily risk of underwater obstacles, and it gets worse during the rainy season. As a missionary, he navigates these waters several times a month to reach native communities that have no official church presence, and they rely on him and Sue to hear the gospel. On this trip, I had the opportunity to travel with Jim and Pastor Thomas to the village of Boca Manu. It took us 3 long days by boat to reach this village of 200 people. This week, Jim helps Pastor Thomas with his ministry. Evidence of being in the middle of nowhere surrounded us like darkness at night. Occasionally, we would see people on the riverbanks, but serious help was days away. Jim and Sue Brannan are field coordinators with Missionary Ventures, and from their experience living in the remote Amazon jungle of Peru, it's not for the faint of heart. In fact, there are more insects per square meter than any other place in the world. They are based in the city of Puerto Maldonado, and they call this home. 10 years ago, Jim and Sue left the comforts of the United States, and with 2 suitcases each, moved to Peru. They lived in a town called Arequipa for several years and began an orphanage there. Then they felt called to the jungle. It is here Jim ministers to the native communities along the river several times a month, while Sue does the books, helps prepare Sunday school material, and keeps in contact with the outside world. A unique part of their ministry was starting a girls' home where young pregnant teens can have a safe place to live and hopefully be discipled and nurtured in Christ. Jim says it's a great haven for girls who need it. They only allow girls 16 and under to live there. This way it gives them a few years to grow in the faith. Sue says the nice thing about the girls' refuge is that it will be a self-sufficient place. Livestock and vegetables will be grown to provide healthy meals. There are plenty of fruit trees and rice fields too. Located on 50 acres, there will be enough space to give missionary teams a place to stay when they come and visit.
That's a tangerine.
Look at the size of that. Ours are like half the size. Incredible.
It's called gigante, mandarina gigantes.
This was grown here. That rice was grown here. Wow, how fantastic.
This is how it would be. This is the water tower here, and this is the kitchen. Now here we're starting this construction this week, going out that way. Okay. That's kind of a catch-all. But you can see this here will be dorms for teams to come, but this is all housing for girls all the way around.
As a missionary knows, financial needs are ever present, but they couldn't do their work without folks praying for them, and that's one of their greatest needs.
What we need more is prayer, and I know a lot of missionaries say that, but that's true. If you have the prayer, we'll have the support. And sometimes it's easier to write a check each month than it is to pray every other day or once a week for somebody. If anyone wants to write that check, I'm not saying no to that, but the prayer really, and we've learned that everything comes through that.
Back in the jungle, I learned the meaning of sacrifice as we hiked for hours to see the work Thomas does.
We've been walking 3 hours through the jungle, man. I thought hiking in the Smokies was tough, but this stuff, man, I mean, it's thick. And the water we're going through, it's really amazing.
Just another half hour in the swamp. It's a shortcut.
Water.
We were led by a young Machiginga Indian who liked to be called Wilson. We bushwhacked our way through the jungle and used a small stream as well. He took us to 2 lumberjacks that Pastor Thomas disciples. While we were there, one of the young men accepted Christ. It was rewarding to see that. This young man was so impressed that we walked and traveled as far as we did just to tell him about Christ, that he wanted Christ in his life too.
And he's been on the river all day too, so he's as tired as we are.
Jim tells me that what we did today is what they do here. And where there's a need, they try to fill it.